So, good evening. Today we are trying to speak something about organization development. So, in the last class, also we explained about organization development only. So, last class we explained about the process. Today we are trying to look into it. Who is OD practitioner, or what is their role? What is their importance? So, that is what we are. So, even in the last class, we explained about OD practitioner, because without OD practitioner, we can't explain about the process. So, but we didn't explain in detail about who exactly the OD practitioner. So that is what we are trying to look into it in today's class. So, as I said, the OD practitioner, organization development practices, they are the people who are interested with the job to carry out the planned change process in the organization. So, some kind of in the process also we try to explain that some kind of a changes they are planning to bring it in the organization. So that the job which has been entrusted to them, so they have to take it up with the ultimate responsibilities and see to that the organization-wide effectiveness is being brought about through challenging and changing in this current practices. So when you talk about this OD practitioners, even when I was explaining about the process, he said that these people can be either external people or it can be internal. So you can say that they are external or internal consultants. So they offer the professional services to the organizations, so that no, it can be like, as I said, it is for the whole organization. So including to the top managers, functional management heads, and the staff groups. So they may be maybe those specializing in the field related to, so who they are, they are the people who are specialized in this particular areas, so that no, they can bring about these changes in the organization. Um, they are so that no, you can say that they have gained competence in organization developments and who apply it to their own work areas. Most of the time, these practitioners are called as consultants also. So they can be said as OD practitioner or OD specialist, or you can say them as OD consultant. So what exactly the advantages of these OD practitioners? So you can say that, for example, first try to talk about the external OD practitioners, what exactly the advantages or the plus points of these external OD practitioners, and then we try to see the negatives related to it, and then we'll go to the internal OD practitioner. So what are the advantages or the positives if you have an external OD practitioner? See, these are the people who are brought from outside, isn't it? So they are not associated with the organizations, and they're not associated with any of the systems in the organizations, and make them less dependent on the systems and makes them work independently. So there is nothing like biasness, because for him or her who is the OD practitioner who have come from the outside, see, for them everything is new. He doesn't know what exactly is happening in the organizations, so that nobody can. I mean, the biasness can be reduced to the maximum possible, because everything is new and he's totally an independent person working for that to bring about the change in the organization. And their approach will be more of a formal in nature, since they are from outside. And another thing is that they are specialist, or they are specialized in these kind of an areas, and they are more involved in the process, and they want to see to that the problem or the activity which they have taken it up has to be taken up, and it has to be completed in a proper manner, or with a great achievement, or success rate has to be more. So that kind of an attitude will be, these kind of a people will be having. And they will see, it is not that their view or whatever they are seeing it may be same as the people in the organization, because as I said, they are from outside. So they will have the impression which they have, it will be a different one. So that is what the major plus point when you take a OD practitioners from outside. And they will have a greater freedom of operations, because they expect all these, as I said, in the process, the entry phase, they try to have an agreement between the client, the organization itself. So at that time, so he'll be make it very clear that, see, this kind of a freedom is what I'm looking for, or these kind of resources I'm looking for to make this process a success one. So it has been viewed by the top managers to have a positive influence, as they cannot be influenced with ease and are not really a part of the organization structures. And as I said, it is less influenced by any kind of a power politics in the organizations, and they are more independent, and they are risk takers. So these are all the, because of, if you take risks, I'm sure, I mean, the returns also will be very high. So that is why we say that there are a lot of positives when you talk about the external OD practice. Now let us look into it. What can be the disadvantages? Being an outsider, most of the time you are unfamiliar with the culture, the norms, the practices, all these things will be totally, I mean, you may be knowing during the time of contract, some kind of a things may be informed to you, but most of the time, many of the things, many of the underlining aspects may not be known to you very well. So that can be sometimes a negative for being an external OD practitioner, and may have difficulty in obtaining the information due to lack of information on the data repository. So that is again another drawback. You can say that, because all the information, people will think that, oh, he's from outside. What if I reveal all these things? What is going to happen? Whether I lose my job? So even that also can be a reason why people try to, or maybe they will think that. What is the use giving all the information to a person who has come from outside? So such kind of a things, because if you are part of the organization, many of the things without, they don't give the proper reason or answers also. So to an extent you will be able to make it very clear that what exactly is going through the mind of the people. So that can be said as a disadvantages, and they may not be able to access any information through the informal channels of communication also. Then now look into the internal practitioners. What are the advantages related to this? They are already familiar with the organization culture, the norms, the practices, and they know the structure of the organization well. Even externals also will be made to know about it, but still, there are so many other things which is been not known to a internal person. So, and they know the people very well, the employees very well. So they'll be able to, they know that how to extract the informations, or how to interact with them, and what way the information can be collected. So all those things will be much more easier for these internal practitioners, and have a personal interest in making the organization succeed, because they take it up as a challenge, or they look into it as, is my organization, I should, I mean, that role and responsibility has been entrusted to me, so that let me see to that how best I can do it. So some kind of a commitment beyond the money, or the individual interest. No, so they will take more of an interest to see to that this process is being successful. So that is what, see, even as an external practitioner, definitely will have it, but here it will be more of a personal thing. External may be more of a professional side, in the sense like he wants to, I mean, his reputations, and I mean, here it will be more related to the organizational aspects. The other, it will be more of a personal aspects. So here again, the disadvantages is that, like, it can be the lack of specialist skills, because you been now asked to do the work of OD practitioners. Maybe you may be made to know something about it through some kind of a training would have been given, or may not be that you have undergone a lot of training, or uh, some kind of study which has been done for doing this kind of a activity. So if sometimes you may find that you are not really a specialized person to do these things, but most of the time external, without having a reputation related to your work, you will not be given such kind of a task, right? So that you find that some kind of a difference between the external and internal. So that lack of specialized skill can be said as a negative when you talk about the internal practitioner. May not be always. Sometimes it can be said as a the lack of specialized skill can be as a one negative thing. So lack of objectivity, as they may be influenced by the management. So sometimes you may be able to try find some kind of a problems, but either due to politics, or because of some influence through some set of individuals or something. So even so, the lack of objectivity can be said as a one another disadvantage, and may not have a necessary power and authority also can be set as a disadvantage. So this is all what the positives and the negatives of internal and external practitioners. So what exactly the role of OD practitioners? Definitely the team development is a very important role which they have to play, and they have to bring about a change in the corporate. They have to bring about strategic developments, management development, employee development. No doubt, all these kind of a development is that the major role of these OD practitioners, and definitely the technology integration. So these are the some of the important roles which has to be kept in mind when you talk about the OD practitioners. And when you think about the competency, definitely they should have interpersonal skills, intrapersonal skills, and general consultation skills. When you talk about intrapersonal skills, again, definitely active learning skills, personal management, stress management skills, entrepreneurial skills, concept and analytical ability, integrity, or when you talk about interpersonal skills, you should have a good listening skill, which is something which is very important, because when you interact with the people, you should have that patience to listen what exactly they are trying to explain about it, because initially they will not give you all the details at one shot. So you have to keep on interacting with them, making them understand, establish a truth and rapport with the people, give them feedback. You should be able to give and receive the feedback in a proper. All these things, no, you should have a very good skill. Unless otherwise, you will be fine. I mean, you cannot be a real OD practitioner. And then talking about the general consultation skills, definitely the organization diagnosis, how exactly you can diagnose, or that analytical skills, and designing and executing an interventions. For that, also a specialist skill is required. So, are you having all these things? If you really have all these things, definitely you can think of becoming an OD practitioners, and especially definitely some kind of what do you call the course which you have done it, that will be adding value to it. So with all these things, you can be a really a good OD practitioner in an organization. So that is what all about OD practitioner, or you can say that OD specialist, or you can say that um, uh, the person who is acting as a change agent in the organization. With that, we are ending up this small interaction. So thank you very much. See you in the next class with another topic. Thank you.